Hello, and welcome again to A Few Minutes with the Mayor. I'm Damian Graham, and the show would make no sense if I wasn't joined by Nancy McFarlane, our great mayor. And frankly, it has been a very tough time for our community. And recently, I understand you gave your State of the City speech,
I did.
Which I'm sure was tough to do. Share with us some of what you shared in that speech.
You're right, it was the most difficult State of the City speech to write because, you know, normally we talk about all the things that are going great, and we are doing a lot of great things. You know, we really are. Our unemployment is 4.1%. We continue to see job growth. We're obviously moving ahead with great projects like Union Station and the Go Raleigh transit station at Moore Square. You know, clearly we had an event last week that changes a great deal of things, and that is what was foremost on my mind, and certainly most of the city's mind. So the State of the City was very much about, you know, taking a look at Raleigh. How do we continue to celebrate those great things? But really, it's clear that not everybody has the same opportunity to participate and benefit from a lot of the wonderful things that are happening. And we need to figure out where that gap is and what we can do to help change that.
Well, specifically in regard to the officer-involved shooting and the passing of Mr. Diggins, folks were remarking about how Raleigh seemed to react differently than most communities. I mean, sadly, this is a trend across the country. Share with us more about what your perspective was on how Raleigh reacted.
You know, I'm incredibly proud of the city, and I think it says a lot about us as a city that we didn't react in the way that many other cities across the nation have. And, you know, I had a really interesting conversation with one of the bishops in Southeast Raleigh, and he said, you know, he felt like the world was watching and waiting for us to burn things or riot, and we didn't. And he said, you know, he kind of said, what do you think of Southeast Raleigh now? Has that changed your perspective that we didn't have the reaction? We really did pull together as a community, and, you know, there's also so many pieces to that. You know, obviously the faith-based organizations stepped in very quickly, and we had a lot of different people reaching out and really asking for peace and promising transparency. You know, I think that that's also important. I also want to say that I really think that a big difference between us and other cities is the amount of work that our police chief, Deck Brown, has done. She's done an amazing job of community policing. She firmly believes in getting the police into the communities that they serve. And it's all about having the police and the citizens know each other and see each other as people and have those dialogues beforehand. She's done a great job of reaching out to the faith-based community, especially in Southeast Raleigh. And I really think that those relationships are what helped us in a time of crisis.
Amen to all that. So, to be clear, what are the next steps in this process as this investigation continues?
So we are supposed to issue what's called a 5-day report, which we did in 3 days. And we issued that report. That was then turned over to the district attorney. She made an announcement of her preliminary findings, but it's really now all of this investigation is in the hands of the SBI. So from a procedural standpoint, it's really the SBI and the district attorney that then continues to investigate the case. And
so let's pivot now to a more happier tone. Once again, U.S. News and World Report gave us the #4 place in the country to live, work, and play. We get these, frankly, quite a bit. Why do you think we keep getting these high accolades?
Well, I think that one thing that we really understand very, very well is that in order for your economy to grow, you really have to make your city a place that people want to live. Now, you know, we also are incredibly fortunate. We have 3 Tier 1 research universities right here in the Triangle. You know, NC State, we have 6 colleges and universities just in Raleigh. That is a plus that many places across the country don't have. And, you know, that's not only is that research dollars and grant dollars, but that's also, they're pumping out some incredible talent, and we want them to stay here. Plus, we have those resources, whether it's planning. You know, NC State's got a great planning and design department. Think about agriculture. I mean, think about all of the stormwater. They have an incredible stormwater department that helps us. So the universities are a huge resource. We also have a great diversity of economy. You know, we're not just all in one area. We have, obviously, the best people anywhere. We're also, you know, we're temperate climate, we have seasons. I mean, we have so many good things going for us. They look at that, but they also, you know, they look at things like affordability. You know, we are, if you compare us to the West Coast, we're obviously a much more affordable place to live. However, the more popular we get, the more expensive we get. So that's something we have to keep an eye on. We have a great, great public school system. That's also key. So there are a lot of different pieces. They look at net migration, and obviously we must be doing something right because everybody's moving here. So there are a lot of different factors that go into those rankings, and I think that what Raleigh has done very well is understanding that it really is sort of that coming together of all of those different things, and you have to be mindful of many different pieces of that pie.
Well, so last question. I failed to mention that we are filming this today from the City of Raleigh Museum, which explains some of the interesting artifacts right behind us. And the reason why we chose this place is because, as I understand it, this is where we shot the very first music show for the City of Raleigh called Oak City Sessions. Tell us more about this show and why is it important for the city?
I'm so excited about this show. I think it's airing this Friday, which is the 11th.
Correct, March 11th.
Okay. At 8, 9, and 10. So if you missed it at 8, you got another chance to see it at 9. You know, we have so much talent here. It's amazing for people that haven't really been able to get out and maybe, you know, see some of the people we have. They're just going to be floored when they start to watch the show. And it's, you know, it's going to be a series. I think it's once a month, and we're going to have obviously different acts every single month. And I mean, I can already think of a list of people that would be wonderful for it. But actually, the first group, I hadn't even heard them before. I was just blown away. I mean, they're amazing, and I think it's a great thing. You know, obviously, our local artists could use the boost, and I think it also, you know, lets people know we're more than just, some people think, oh, you're just a capital city, you just do government. No, we do a lot more than that, and I think it's just another way to showcase some of the great things we have.
Yeah, I think I can't wait to share our great art with the rest of the world.
Oh, yeah.
And it's important to note this show is also on our YouTube channel, so you can check it basically anytime after 8 o'clock on Friday, March 11th. And so that's all the time we have today. Well, thank you, Mayor McFarlane, for being here, and we'll see you next time on the show.